So I'm on TMZ, and apparently Diddy's lawyers have filed the third appeal to his bail, where he's been incarcerated for the past 2 or 3 weeks in a Brooklyn detention center and a federal detention center. And basically, his bail was denied twice. Two bail petitions were denied by two different judges. And he has hired a new appellate lawyer, and he's going after a third attempt to get bail. So TMZ just did a story on that. Now, what do I think about this? Do I think that Diddy can win this? Well, I've been listening to some of these other YouTubers, very big channels. And, I mean, I know it's kind of naive of me, but sometimes I feel like when they have a lot of subscribers, that the YouTuber is not an expert, but like, they know something that I don't, in a way, kind of thing, which is kind of silly and naive in fact, because there are many different reasons why people would have huge YouTube channels, and it doesn't really make them an expert. But um, still, I do think that, people subscribe to channels because, yeah, they kind of believe what they like the content, and yeah, the person has influence and credibility, right? So there's these big channels I listen to, like Tisa Tells and Murad Morelli, mostly for Sussex Squad type of things, but they definitely cover a lot of other subjects like this Diddy case. And so I typically would listen to their opinions and take it very seriously. Both of them seem to concur there's no way that Diddy is going to get bail, no matter what his new lawyers say. And so, I don't know. I mean, what is my humble opinion about the bail thing? Ugh, in my humble opinion, I think he could get the bail. I think he could get the bail the third time. Um, but I defer to those who say he won't, just because it really could go either way. It really could go either way. I don't think the fact that he's been denied twice before is dispositive, however, of him not getting it a third time. First of all, you have new judges, and you also have a new appellate attorney who apparently has a very good track record for winning appeals. Um, what would be the basis? I mean, the attorney would have to show that the lower court made a mistake of law or of fact in order to get this bail, um, this bail offer accepted by the appellate court. Um, so in other words, the appellate court will give a huge amount of deference to the lower court, right? Because the lower court judge has full discretion, to grant or not to grant bail, because you don't have a right to bail when you have been arrested and indicted and arraigned, right? It really is a question of the judge's discretion with this kind of thing. However, I think there are certain bail reforms that were cited in the appellate brief by the appellate lawyer that would suggest that, notwithstanding the discretion of the lower court, that, there is I almost want to say a policy, I mean, a legal norm to grant bail to someone who has been accused absent compelling justification to keep someone incarcerated before they have been convicted of a crime. Here, Diddy has not been convicted of a crime. He's been accused, but he's not been convicted. And in our legal system, you are innocent until proven guilty. By keeping someone incarcerated under these set of circumstances where they have offered a reasonable bail package. I mean, $50 million is a staggering amount of money for somebody to offer up as bail. When you offer bail, basically, and you offer a bond, you offer a 50 million bond, if he runs, he loses that money. Like, he does not get his $50 million back. It's a lot of money to just lose by running off. Also, he has a private jet, so it is easy for him to get in his jet and make a desperate flight to Guam, not to, well, he can't go to Guam, but he would go to Tahiti or something. But apparently he's trying to sell his private jet. So he's basically saying he's not a flight risk, but he doesn't even have his passport. His lawyers have his passport, right? Um, he's also offered no female visitors. I don't know if that would be persuasive because it's both male and females who will have accused him at this point. So I don't think him not having female visitors makes any darn sense. I don't know why they put that in there. But certainly $50 million of this man's money is a lot to offer up as bond. Not having his passport is important also, in showing that, in showing good faith that he will not try to flee. Now, in terms of the tampering with witnesses, I mean, I think he learned his lesson there. But again, when he contacted the parties whom he contacted, they had been interviewed for sure, or there was rumor that they had been interviewed by the prosecutors. But the fact that somebody is interviewed does not mean that they will be called as a witness in the case, right? So, in technically speaking, while what he did was improper, it was improper, it really wasn't that explosive just because these people were not yet declared as witnesses in the case. They had only been interviewed by the feds, right? They were potential witnesses, but they were not actually yet declared witnesses in the case. So for the judge to say that this man is such um, a threat to society and such a flight risk that they can't allow him out on bail based on allegations that he committed racketeering and trafficking and so on. I personally think it's a bit extreme given what our legal system is at this moment in time. Again, if I were handling this case, I would be moving to dismiss the racketeering charges against my client. And that's the biggest charge against this individual. To suggest that this video of him beating up his girlfriend in a hotel room, which was a terrible act on his part, terrible, despicable, deplorable, shameful act of any man beating up on a woman. It's disgusting because everybody knows most women are no match. We are no match, no physical match for the average man. We can't fight you. And I mean, this isn't even a woman you hate. This is supposed to be a woman you love, and you're beating her up in a hotel room, hotel lobby, not even in the room, in the lobby. You just didn't give a shit. So it means that this man was completely out of control. He was under the influence. Something was wrong. I mean, who does that, right? So that was despicable. And for that, he needs to be held accountable. I make no mistake about my position on that, right? What he did to Cassie in that hotel was despicable. But that is not racketeering. Now, perhaps the feds have a different understanding of racketeering, and perhaps they have evidence to support this notion that this man committed racketeering. But my understanding is that this video of him beating up his girlfriend is central to their racketeering case. Racketeering has to do with a criminal enterprise. You must have a criminal business where you are conducting criminal activities for a profit. Even assuming that this man was at this hotel with his girlfriend and another man or 10 other men, and they're all having this situation in that room, this is not what racketeering is, because he's not there representing Sean Combs Incorporated and making money and commercial profits from this activity. What he's there for is for his own personal sexual gratification, right? As a private citizen, as a man, as just a man, not as his business. So to try to tie this man's business to his filthy orgies is to me a foul ball, unless I don't understand, unless there's more to the story than they have so far disclosed to the public. But these activities, these sessions that this man had, even if he was videotaping it, has nothing to do with racketeering. Now, you could say that, I mean, I was thinking about this, I have been thinking about this racketeering thing, trying to understand what's going on here. Um, Maybe what they're trying to say, the federal government, is that, maybe, for example, there are all these rumors about all these other stars from Mary J. Blige, Foxy Brown, Rihanna, Justin Bieber, etc., where there are all these rumors online that these people engaged in certain activities in order to be signed by these record labels, by Diddy's company and so on and so forth. In order to be signed to get a record deal, they first had to, you know, sell their souls and other parts of them, their anatomy, if you will, to get these deals. And is that the racketeering aspect where the feds are going to bring all these witnesses, all these stars from Bieber to Rihanna to Foxy Brown to Mary J. Blige to all these different people to say that, yes, I signed with Diddy's company, but in order to get this contract, I had to sleep with him first. Now, is that racketeering? I still don't think that it is, because racketeering is engaging in criminal activity for commercial gain. Now, having intercourse with someone is not ipso facto criminal activity, right? There's no law against sleeping with someone, even if it means that you're going to get a job from them when you're done, right? It may be unseemly, it may be beneath your dignity, but it's not ipso facto illegal, right? On the normal circumstances. Now, if there's a pattern of this man forcing people to sleep with him in order to give them a job, is that racketeering? I still don't think it's racketeering, because even if it's a pattern, um, again, racketeering is engaging in unlawful activities for commercial gain. So you sleep with him, he gives you a contract, right? What is his commercial gain? The feds may argue the commercial gain is that once he gives you that contract, you then go out and make money, and a portion of that money, a percentage of it, goes back into his pocket. So he does make money from Justin Bieber. He does make money from Mary J. Blige. He does make money from Rihanna or whomever he signs after he has intercourse with them. Allegedly, this is hypothetical. I don't know that this happened. Is that racketeering? I would argue that it is not. I mean, it's hair splitting, it's nuanced, but the fact that a Justin Bieber goes out, let's assume, for example, that Diddy signed Justin after Justin slept with him. Hopefully, Justin was at the age of consent, because if Justin was under the age of consent and he slept with Justin, we have a problem, Houston. Okay. So this is all hypothetical. I don't know any of this is true, but it's just all the rumors out there. Let's assume, worst case scenario, Justin is 18 years old. He signs with Diddy after Diddy forces him or coerces him or whatever to enter into a sexual relationship, right? Again, a sexual relationship is not against the law, right? Except if you coerce someone or you, and coercing someone to have intercourse with you is not necessarily against the law either. How many men have coerced a woman to have sex or a man for that matter? You know what I'm saying? It's not ipso facto against the law to coerce someone to have sex. But let's say that after that, he has the intercourse, then he signs a contract, right? And then Justin goes out and makes money from that contract. um and Diddy does get a percentage of that. One could argue that the money that Diddy gets after the fact, after the contract is signed, is not itself indicative of racketeering, because it's incidental rather than, in other words, it's like a an icing. It's not the cake. It wasn't the main thrust of the thing. I mean, in the sense that, and I know that I'm not explaining this very well, but I don't think the fact that um he slept his with these people, sorry about that, I don't think the fact that he may or may not have slept with his singers before he gave them a contract is racketeering, right? Because again, they were free to say yes or no, I'm assuming, unless he coerced. Look, I don't know. You guys, I don't know about this aspect. I think if they can show that there's a pattern where all of the people he signed first had to sleep with him, right? And then he gave them this contract from which he got a percentage of it. It could be problematic for him. It could be problematic for him. His lawyers would have to think about how to split those hairs. And right now, it's very early in the morning, and my thinking caps are not at their best. I just woke up, so I'm trying to think of, like, because there's something wrong with it. There's something that's not as linear as it sounds. So you sleep with me first, and then I give you this contract, and then you go out and you become this big star, and I get a portion of that money, and somehow this is racketeering. I'm not buying it, but I can't quite explain it yet. I would have to think about why that's still not racketeering. Um, I mean, voila, maybe it is, maybe it is. I don't know. Listen, what this is about is the bail. Let's stick with the bail for now, because I have to think about this racketeering aspect. If the feds can show that he forced everybody to sleep with him first, right? Then he gave them the contract, right? I mean, okay. Now they could have gone out and put out records and really made absolutely no money or very little money. And so there really is no gain. But in this case, these people did make money. The Justin Biebers made money. The Foxy Browns, the Mary J. Bliges, all of these people did make money. So, if he profited from the contracts after the coerced intercourse, is that racketeering? I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I don't have all the answers, okay? I don't know. It's a trouble spot. It's a trouble spot, and I would have to think about that. I have to think about it, take a long walk, and seep that through my brain to see why I still think it's not racketeering. But here they're not even going there yet. I mean, they're really basing this on that tape of him beating up his girlfriend, and a man beating up his girlfriend is just not committing racketeering by virtue of just beating up your girlfriend. You are committing assault, which is against the law, right? This is against the law, and it is a felony. In fact, it's felony assault, and you can go to jail for that, right? And if they gave Diddy a year to 5 years in prison for that assault, I don't have a huge problem with that, right? Because you can't have men, thinking that they can just beat up on women like this. It's enough already with this shit, right? So I don't have a problem with him being incarcerated for assault. I do have a problem with him being incarcerated for racketeering based on a video of him committing assault. These are two different things with two different consequences, right? So there's that. So back to the appeal. Do I think he could get it? I think he could with a new judge and a new lawyer. But as Morales has said, and others, it's like um, he's tried two times before. He was denied. Nothing has changed in the facts and so on and so forth. Another thing I feel like that's been going on in this case that I keep meaning to mention is a lot of homophobia, among other things, in the sense that, the fact that Diddy appears to have had relations with men is something that's really driving a lot of the this fervor to lock him up and throw away the key. I mean, yes, it's the assault of Cassie, but it's also the baby oil and the intercourse. And I'm like, look, I mean, uh, gay marriage is legal in in the United States, right? Men can marry, men can have love affairs, men can have intercourse with each other legally, right? But there's a lot of homophobia at play. And also I find that, the people most calling for this man's head, most of all, I mean, like with Tisa, for example, it's like, and many others like Tisa are other people of color, right? Other black people. It's very fascinating how, you know, the very people who helped to propel, I'm not saying Tisa helped to propel Diddy to the top. I'm saying a lot of black people helped to propel these rappers and these entertainers up. And now it's like they're trying to not tear down not just Diddy, but I mean, every day you wake up, it's a new black entertainer who's being attacked by other black people. It's like, let's go for Oprah. Let's get Tyler. Let's get Drake. Let's get Kanye. Let's get Beyonce. I mean, it's like, and to me, the whole thing is it's a horrific thing to watch and to listen to. And all the other groups of people in the world are just looking at the entire black community as just one blob of, like, I don't even know what they're thinking, but it's very entertaining, I'm sure. But for me, it's very, very troubling, the situation that I see going on here, and the guilty by association attacks on all of these entertainers who happen to be black in the industry, the music industry, and in Hollywood. It's like it's the black people who are calling for their heads most loudly, like trying to tear the whole thing up. And then the very same people are going to turn around in 5 years and say that Hollywood is racist and the music industry is racist because they've locked out all black entertainers. Because, this isn't good for the industry in and of itself, whether black, white, pink, or striped. I mean, it's horrible. And you know, again, I don't know. Then they say it's not about black or white. You know what? Nobody's calling for Garth Brooks to be thrown in jail and throw away the key. He was sued for something similar to Bill Cosby and to Diddy. Nobody's even talking about his case, right? So I don't know that this is not about black and white. But anyway, I digress. This is about the bail. Do I think he's going to get it? I don't know. Do I think he should? I mean, just based on the law, I think he should. Just based on the law. Based on what he did to Cassie, I mean, I think he should be punished a little bit, or he should be punished appropriately. And if he has to stay in prison while he gets his case sorted out and then he's acquitted, I don't have a problem with him, having to do some jail time. He deserves some jail time for his conduct. He does not deserve to be charged with racketeering unless there's more to this than the public knows as yet, right? Anyway, that's all for this one. Tisa's going to absolutely kill me. But anyway, see you in the next one. And Murad too. But I mean, we're on different sides on this one. We're on different sides on this one. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye.